Hello, hi, namaste everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I would like to start today's content by thanking all my viewers and new subscribers who came and visited my channel. It really means a lot. Thank you. It helps me to grow. And today I would like to talk about fiat currency. And in today's world, I think everybody who know or who is willing to understand about fiat currency should pay a little bit more attention about what fiat currency is, where did it came from, and how in today's world we came to this fiat currency situation. So to understand fiat currency, let's go back in the history. We'll taking a reference of history. I would like to take a reference of ancient Asia, like a country like China. They were merchants, they were businessmen who find it extremely difficult to make a trade on gold and silver, and later they established a practice of saying or issuing an IOU. Basically, IOU was nothing but a promise from a piece of paper that promised one vendor to another vendor to pay a certain amount of money later once the business was completed or once they had money in their hand. And over a period of time, these practices grew widely, and basically the concept is same, and then we came to the money where we see the same thing today. It was Sir Isaac Newton in early 70s, who pegged the money in the gold standard. To understand fiat currency, we also have to understand the gold standard. During early period of 19th century, most of the country were adopting gold standard. During the World War One, World War Two, one country used to pay another country in terms of their gold if they had to purchase anything. When Germany was plunging into the war, USA was making more of weapons. At the time, USA was not into the war. It was only after when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, USA jumped into the war. Before then, USA was making a large amount of production in terms of weapons and supply that other countries, they were suffering from the war, they were going through the war, were buying by giving the gold. So this gave USA an unprecedented reserve of gold. And later, when the war was over and when the Bretton Woods system was established, USA was the country who had more than 75% world gold reserve, and this led to USA to peg its money in the gold standard. After USA was pegged in the gold standard, the certain amount of dollar was set for each ounce of gold. At the time, it was around $22. And later in 1971, and later when the war was over, other countries started to do well in terms of their economy. The flow of gold started to go back to those countries because the import of USA was also getting higher in compared to the previous time when the world was in the war. So later, when almost all countries started doing the trade in gold, USA saw in its best interest that getting out of the gold standard was wise. And in 1971, President Nixon said the USA was no longer backed by gold. So after that, we saw a new monetary system rise in our world, and it is still followed today. So that was fiat currency. So dollar by itself is today a currency. So dollar is not backed by anything, and over a period of time, we have seen that USA has printed unlimited amount of money in the name of quantitative easing. In 2008, it did in the name of quantitative easing to provide liquidity in the market, and since then there was balance sheet in US Federal Reserve. They were printing more money than they could ever put back into the balance sheet to figure it out, to make it even. So the Federal Reserve Bank kept on pumping more money over a period of time. Today in 2020, the Congress has approved unlimited printing of dollars in the name of quantitative easing. So today we are in the world of fiat currency, and with the establishment of fiat currency, there is nothing backing up that dollar. That dollar is only as good as our own psychology or our own belief that dollar is gonna give us something. So, and also we have to understand that with every dollar created in the market by US Federal Reserve, by US government, it is gonna dilute the value of the earlier earlier dollar that was available in the market. So the more dollar you put in the market, the purchasing power of the dollar is going less. In fact, since 1913, after the establishment of dollar, the value of dollar has decreased to 93%. Yes, please let that sink in. We have to understand how this monetary system is working. The more money you put in the market, the value of previous dollar that was already in the market is diluted. It no longer can buy the same amount of commodity it used to be able to buy before, because of the wide amount of money or dollar or currency available now. And also we have to see that today there is, with USA printing unlimited amount of dollar in terms of currency, other country has also followed it. Today, if you see European country has also pumped billions of dollars in their economy in the name of quantitative easing. So how will this affect us? Somehow, somewhere in upcoming future, there is a speculation of we all seeing inflation. Anything that is more than 3% is inflation. Anything that is more than 15% is considered as hyperinflation. And if you think in today's world, the chances of inflation, hyperinflation are not like before. In 2008, Zimbabwe suffered a hyperinflation. So every 24 hours, the purchasing power of money was getting half, or like every 24 hours, the price and the commodity of any product was getting double. So it is very imperative for us to understand and ask questions. Like my purpose of making this video is to make my viewers aware of how the world is getting plunged into this monetary crisis, and how we should all be putting our attention in this thing. And also, when I say that US is printing a lot of dollar and there is a chance of inflation, I also want to stress on a situation that there are many other countries in the world that owes USA a lot of money. The source of income for USA is that there are a lot of developing nations who have taken loan from United Nations, and what happens now is that these nations cannot produce enough goods and commodity to sell the commodity back in the market and raise capital in dollar and pay them back. So in one sense, when we are looking at the case of inflation, we also have to consider the case where not every country has dollar in their hand. So this also can lead, this is also why in this upcoming days, or in few days, few weeks, we have seen dollar get stronger in terms of many developing nations. And also by the end of 2019, Venezuela had seen a case of hyperinflation that was over 10 million percentage. So we have to consider that when you look at any country printing excessive amount of money, and how a failed government policy can lead to an inflation. And when I'm giving reference of this inflation, I'm not saying that US is gonna see this thing. US is world strongest currency, and it is also, and almost all trade in today's world are also done in US dollars. So the case of inflation may or may not be seen in upcoming days. That is up to you to decide. But when I talk about this, I just wanted to give you a reference point of our own currency, our own money. Wherever we are, we have to see how this affects us. The purchasing power. Today we are connected globally. Today we are no longer isolated, and we no longer can protect our wealth if we cannot understand this monetary policy globally. So one of the thing, the reason I gave this reference was because we have to be aware, and also it is important to see and understand what were other assets, what were other things that during the time of crisis has proved themselves as a safe haven. And guys, being said this, I urge you to do your own research. Listen to people who are talking about it, listen to the people on the podcast, go to the YouTube channel, read more news, and let me know what you think about it. I might be wrong, I might be right, and if in any way, if I am trying to influence over one thing and other thing, that is not my intention. My goal is to make you aware and bring this content up time and again, so we see and we keep an eye on how today world is changing in terms of monetary transaction. So let me know what you think, comment below, and also please like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me grow my channel, and I'll be coming up with more content. I'll be coming up with more things that I think are important to discuss in today's community. So thank you very much for watching. Please let me know, give me your feedback, and again, thank you so much. Stay safe. See you until next time, guys. Thank you so much.